Good morning, afternoon. All right, what do you got? I do, but I'm not. You know what? He'll probably play on a number of lines tonight. The honest answer.
You have to ease him back, or is the guy just say
No, he's an extremely fit kid and takes pride in that. And I don't see easing a horse like that back into the game. We'll just get him up and see where he's at and let him go.
Is it when you're looking at moving in the lines that you like what the Julio has brought to that top line and maybe give more balance, or just you think just spreading home?
Yeah, it's enough. Like we could very easily be back with Nuge, Hall, and Ebbs. We know that's an excellent option. There's other teams in the league that they've got their big center running. They have another extremely dangerous player on another line, and we may be getting to that point. Like that's the next step for our team is to have real danger in a couple of spots, and with Nuge coming out and starting to separate himself and to emerge. We're getting there. Are we there yet? We're not sure. So if you look at maybe it's Chicago with Kane and Taves, not always together, and so that may be an option, but we're just not sure if we're there yet.
As you talked about, Jeff has kind of been a stabilizer for defense partners. Do you look at sometimes putting guys on different lines to, say, energize another guy on the line?
Yeah, and that happens. It's I think when just talking about if you want to talk about Taylor, tossing him on another line or a couple of other lines, I'm sure those players are going to get excited to play with a player of that pedigree, and it's also a great challenge for them to play with a player like that because they're going to have to keep up. He does things at high speed, so that's what we're looking at. And being totally honest, I'm not sure which way it'll go. We may just end up right back to where we were a number of weeks ago.
Thought of putting Braun, who's been struggling to score goals with Nuge.
We've thought about everything. Yeah.
when it comes to Keith
Nowadays, you have a much different player than he was in training camp. He looks a bit more confident and being a bit more physical. Is that kind of what you wanted to see with him at the start of the year? Did that stint, I guess, in Oklahoma City do some good?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for Keith was to be an everyday player again. I can't remember I think did he play 15 games last year, and not very many the year before. He's been out of the lineup due to injury, and I think in Tampa a number of nights they were running 7D, which is a extremely hard thing to get into as a defenseman. So the first thing with Keith was for him to be an everyday player again, and with that the confidence will grow. And at camp we thought his confidence wasn't there. I know sending him to Oak City, he probably didn't think that was the greatest idea. We thought it was important for him to get playing, and he's come up and given us some real solid hockey. He's provided us with some physicality, which we need, and some size that we greatly need in our division.
He's the guy that can break that cycle. I guess when you play teams in the Western Conference and they like the cycle, he's the guy that can go in there and kind of break that cycle. But he's important to the success of this team.
Yeah, it's critical, and there's a number of ways to get, like, you want to get out of your zone. Like that's the key. And we have some guys that can go back and break out the puck, but you also, the other way to get out of your zone is to kill the cycle and to bump people off the puck and get going. And that's somewhere where all of our defense need to get better at that, to play a little bit of a harder game that way. It should be a big part of every defenseman's game, no matter what you're doing. But that's what Keith brings. Keith's able to go back, knock people off the puck, kill the cycle, and now we can get the puck going back rather than spending 20, 30 seconds trying to kill that cycle.
Dallas, you've tried to become a better puck possession team, and I think the metrics to this point would suggest there's been a significant improvement there. And I know you don't like to individually focus, but Justin's had some progression there as well. But you still think there's more there? I mean, he's got some talent. Do you think there's more to give offensively with Justin in terms of what he can produce for the club?
Well, for me, it's a bit of a tightrope. I think Justin has great tools offensively from kind of inside that blue line. He's a guy that can be at the line, the winger's covering him, and all of a sudden the winger looks again, and he's in front of the net wide open. And he can definitely bring that. The place that we think there's way more to give is defensively. And everybody thinks that it's the adage that if you ask a player to play defensively, you're taking something away from them offensively. And it's an absolute lie. It's totally 100% wrong. We want to play better defensively so that our guys can get the puck and use their offensive skill. And that's the one place that we've asked Justin to really concentrate on. He is always going to bring us offense. He's going to be able to be dangerous inside their zone. The key is getting inside their zone, and the only way you can do that is to get out of yours or not let them in yours. So we believe that Justin he's going to get his looks, he's going to get his goals, he's going to make the plays in that offensive zone, but we think there's more to give defensively that us as a team and him as a player can have the puck more.
How important is it to get that first win against the Western Conference team, or is that something that you guys discuss at all?
It goes back to that. You guys do the big picture stuff and streaks and haven't won against this team, or we haven't beat whatever it is, the Montreal Canadiens on the road in 3 years. Like, it doesn't matter to us. It's what matters to us is we need to win tonight, and then when tonight's over, then we need to win the next game, and that is the sole concentration. And if we do that, then these things that you're asking me about become irrelevant. So that's our focus. Our focus is to beat the team that we're playing tonight, and we're not interested in streaks or haven't beat this conference or this team in 4 years or whatever it is. It's a bunch of white noise to us.